done just yet. But before we get to the fangirling or fanboying over this awesome book, let me tell you about what I know you're really here for, and that's going to be the giveaways for tonight and how to win. So I am giving away ebooks and paperbacks and t-shirts and other swag, and I'm kind of jealous for whoever wins. Like I'm jealous of them. And Kimberly is here. She's our first guest in the comments. I love it. Kimberly is from my new favorite state, Ohio. They are some avid readers in Ohio, and I'm so excited. Oh, and there's Erica. Welcome. So I am giving away all kinds of things. And the grand prize winner from the all-day event that we had over on Facebook is going to be announced at the end. So stay tuned for that. You don't necessarily have to be present to win that one because those names have already been entered into my random name picker. But as for the rest, we are going to, every so often, I'll ask a question and say, answer in the comments for a chance to win one of our great prizes. And you'll have 30 to 60 seconds to answer before we just randomly pick a name from the comments. And if your name is selected, I need you to send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, wherever, email me, whatever. Send me your mailing address because I am not that awesome to be psychic. So we got Levi and Taylor. We're frozen. She said, oh, that reminds me. Let me just give you a 411. Our weather here and where my dear sweet editor is located is nuts. When I tell you we've had wind gusts of like 40 miles an hour today, which is 60 something kilometers per hour for my European friends. It has been wicked crazy. And so that's been wild. And then it just started thundering. So if we lose power, if we lose internet, whatever happens, we're going to trudge through and see what happens. I have a backup plan to get logged back in from my phone. So we're just going to run with it and see how it goes. There's always going to be something, right? So if we are not frozen, if we are good to continue, somebody comment wherever you're watching from. We're going to do a giveaway of the ebook, Let Me Love You. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. You can be as silly or specific as you want to be, except don't give us your mailing address because we don't want you to put that out there for the world to see. But we would love to know what state or whose couch or whatever. Let us know in the comments. Okay, good. It's working okay, fantastic. So let us know where you're watching from in the comments. This is for our first giveaway of the ebook, Let Me Love You. And if you've already read it or you already own it, ebook, physical copy, whatever, you can still have the link and share it with somebody special. So Erica is in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi on her couch. That sounds like a good place to be, don't you think? Oh, yep. And we've got one from Europe and Denmark, to be more specific. I love that we've gone international. It really excites me. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Because, oh, yes. And she says she's in front of the TV trying to stay awake. That's because it's like, 2 a.m., 3 a.m.? Like, it's either crazy late or crazy early. And she's been hanging out with us all day. It's been so fun. So we won't drag this out any longer. All right, Ashley, pick a winner. Just pick a name.
Wait, what are my choices? Oh, let me open the chat.
Okay. Yes. You're get in the chat and find the name.
I'm in the chat. Okay. All right. I'm just scrolling, and whoever my highlight lands on, it's Taylor on the couch.
All right. Taylor, fantastic. All right, well, Taylor, you know how to send me a message, so send me a message and let me know what your email address is that you would like me to email you a ebook copy of Let Me Love You. That's so exciting. Congratulations, Taylor. Okay, so let's talk about, a cozy blanket on the couch with your granddaughter and Taylor. It's one big happy family over at Kimberly's house.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So let's talk about Let Me Love You. I'm going to tell you real quick what this is about. And this is going to be recorded. So anybody who has to drop out, if you have to drop out, you can catch it it should be on Facebook. It'll definitely be on YouTube. I'm hoping that it's going to Instagram right now. I'm not sure. I've told it to. We'll see. Anyway, let's talk real quick about Let Me Love You. It's book 3 of the Real American Country series, but they're all interconnected standalones, which means you can pick this one up and read it without reading the first 2 and be fine. Granted, you're going to want to go read the other two just because they're fantastic, in my opinion. But I also wrote them, so we can talk about that later too, other people's opinions on the book. But in this book, you meet Kinsey and Wyatt, and Kimberly says, it's my favorite. It's currently my favorite too of the ones you know about. But Kinsey was born into a life of privilege. She was trapped in an abusive marriage. Her escape to Liberty, Texas brings her to this cutesy little bed and breakfast called the Yellow Rose Inn. And she seeks refuge there, right? She starts to rebuild her life. She just finds peace again. And she's haunted by her past. It's kind of a given. She grew up in a way that just makes you go, whew. And so she's dealing with a lot, right? Well, then she meets Wyatt Turner, who is a former Navy SEAL. He owns a bar called The Anchor. He just so happens hides a private security firm underneath that bar, because what else are you going to do with those Navy SEAL skills other than own a bar? You're going to do some private security, right? I mean, why not? And so he also has a voice kind of like smooth as Tennessee whiskey, if you will. He's a good old country boy who loves country music, but he's got some really protective instincts. And so when it comes to Kinsey, his guard goes up pretty immediately as far as protecting her. He's like, she's on his radar and he's going to take care of her. But here's the thing. One, Kinsey is still married, right? She just took off and she's still married. So she's clearly off limits because we don't play those games in my book. We're not doing that. That's ick. But anyway, that's just me. So Kinsey's husband is arrested for all of his crimes that he's been discovered for. And that's a problem because she's the reason, right? Like, he's going to jail. And so now she's back in danger. And then all of her past comes rushing back and is going to really cause some problems for both her and Wyatt, if I may say so. So anyway, this is a story it's survival. It's intense. There's some suspense in there, but definitely some romance. Strong female characters. I love the strong female characters in here. And even the turkeys who end up wearing costumes. That's probably one of my favorite parts as well. Not to give too much away. But anyway, so far, the books that you know about, this one is my favorite. And so that's Let Me Love You in a nutshell. So Levi says, this time is much better than 4A. Oh, yeah, because we were a little bit later last year going live. Yes, that was a little bit different. Okay. She liked the turkeys too. I loved the turkeys. That one was fun. Okay, let's do another giveaway. This go around, I am giving away the ebook of Let Me Love You, but I'm also giving away a Real American Country t-shirt. We have long sleeve and we have short sleeve. It's not the hoodie, but it's a t-shirt. And when you message me, if your name is called and you message me, I need to know if you want long sleeves or short sleeves and the size of the shirt that you want. Okay, so here is your question. You ready? If you had to pick a small town setting for a romance, where would it be? Would it mountains or a beach or a specific city or country, whatever? What small town setting for a romance would you choose? That is your giveaway question to answer in the comments. We're going to kind of hang out here for a second. And the mountains, I do love, they are kind of romantic, like especially if it's nice and cold and there's a fireplace and like, I'm never sad about that.
Very cozy.
And to be honest, like, okay, I'll tell you why I'm laughing in just a minute. I was going to say, the beach is kind of cool. It's sweet and romantic as well at like sunset or whatever. But geez Louise, I hate sand. And I'm like, I will be thinking about nothing but sand. If you want to give me romance, don't take me to the beach. Like, don't do it. Okay,
I can Mobile, Alabama, and I could get on board with parts of Mobile, but my mind immediately went to the parts that are not very romantic about Mobile. I'm thinking like Pritchard and all that. The pretty parts where all the old plantation homes.
Like Spring Hill. Spring Hill is really pretty and old. Yeah. And so Mobile is very specific. That is a very specific place. But we actually grew up down there, and Ashley still lives down in that vicinity. So we know a lot about Mobile. And so there are some great places for it. I actually got engaged right outside of Mobile at Bellingrath Gardens. No, I almost got engaged at Bellingrath Gardens, but that's a story for another time. Okay, so we laugh really hard. Do what?
I said everybody loves a cowboy. Julie says on a ranch.
Oh, yes. Just watch your step. Just watch your step. So we laughed really hard because my beautiful mother-in-law, Brenda Carr, logged in and says that it would be really great to get to have a romantic setting in Nigeria. And so, like, she grew up there. So she would know. I can't say, but she can.
I can't
and so I
argue
think
that
that is, I love it. But yeah, so the beach, the ocean. I do love the ocean. Like, I do, but I don't want to be in the sand. Just give me a chair on the pier or something like And I want to go to Montana, Kimberly. I would love to go to Montana. That's actually where my spinoff series is going to take places in Montana, and I'm really hoping I can convince Rob to take me there for research purposes only. We'll
tax
see.
write-off, right? It's totally fine.
Absolutely. Small remote European towns. So yes, I think that would be Copenhagen. Like
yeah.
and my only reference point for this, Ashley, can you guess what my only reference point for this is? It's Pitch Perfect.
Oh. Oh, I don't know why I couldn't guess that.
I don't either, but I want to go there because it just looks so
does.
fun.
Oh, I bet there are all kinds of cute cities in France.
Oh, I bet there are too. Okay, so Ashley, scroll through and let's pick a name for that giveaway. This is for the t-shirt and the ebook.
You didn't warn me that I was the picker here. Okay, I'm just scrolling until my highlighter lands on somebody. Erica.
Erica! Yay! Good job, Erica. That's exciting. And, Levi's saying Copenhagen because obviously that's so... that is one of those things that she's got personal experience there, right? Like she knows. I love it. So, you come to the States, hang out with us. I'll come over that way and we'll go visit Copenhagen. I think that would be awesome. And she says they do have the oldest amusement park in the smack dab middle of the city, which is cute.
That is adorable.
That's awesome. All right, Erica, send me a message with that shirt choice, long sleeve, short sleeve, and what size you would like. I've got them all, so just let me know. All right. She grew up an hour away from Copenhagen. That's so awesome. That's we'll just add it to the bucket list. We'll just go take a tour of all the European places and libraries, and why not? It'd be great.
And I couldn't possibly edit a book if I didn't have personal experience there, right?
That's kind of how I feel about it. I think that would be fantastic. Just research. I mean, Geez Louise. Even if I'm never going to write a book about Copenhagen, why not? I like it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you see her. She is here. You're on this side of me. I'm going to, hopefully that translates what I say. Okay. It's mirrored. And so I was like, wait, she's not on that side.
Confusing.
Okay, so over here, you see this beautiful person. That is my editor, but also my sister, Ashley. And it has been such a joy because we've been on, this is our 4th book that we've published together.
Yeah. Wait.
You did The Lost and Found, and then you've done these 3, right? Then you did The Lost and Found.
Then I'm doing one right now. So I was counting the one I'm doing right now. So yeah.
Oh yeah, yes. Well, yes. And Julie says my sister Ashley because I always say when I'm talking about my sister Ashley, like that's how you're in my phone. My sister. You're my sister Ashley. That's who you are. Oh, and Kimberly says hello, Ashley. She is the reason that my books are even as when I get a review of any kind, that's positive, I send it to her and I'm like, look what our book baby is doing, because when I tell you it's a team effort, it is a team effort, right?
Her part is writing the book and then also holding me to deadlines because I'm really
gosh.
But other than that, yes, I'm a huge help.
You are a huge help. And has it gotten easier for you to dole out the corrections and the suggestions and that kind of thing? Has it gotten easier?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, you remember the conversation with the first one that I said, listen, if we're going to do this, you can't get mad at me, your sister, for giving you advice or thoughts on it. You're literally asking for this, so you can't get mad at me and you can't hold it against me in our personal life. And so I was pretty nervous in the beginning, and also like I never wanted you to lose confidence because what you were doing was good.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
didn't want you to ever think that I thought, well, if she doesn't take my correction, then she thinks I'm no good. But we worked through that. This many books
It's
in,
true.
we're on a good
It's
train. We're on
so
a good
true.
train.
And it's fun. Like, it's
It is
gotten more fun. Constructive criticism at its finest, Kimberly. You have no idea.
absolutely.
Um, and you know what's funny is that it's very rarely critical. It's usually she provides her feedback in such a way that we both laugh, and then I'm like, I'm an idiot. I need to fix that. Like there have been so many things that I'm just like, this is why I pay you, because
Like somebody's
I have
name
no idea.
changed in this one, in Let Me Love You. There was someone who I think it was in this one that like a name just changed halfway through the book, and I was like, who is this? I don't know who you're talking about. It was like you had changed the name in your mind, but
Uh-huh.
not everywhere
I
in the book.
did. I
Or maybe
did.
that was
It was.
maybe that might have been Wyatt's story, but oh not Wyatt's. That might have. I have a fever right now. I don't know what I'm
She's
saying.
been running fever, y'all. I'm so sorry. Like, I feel bad that I've dragged her here, but at the same time, she made
I
the
didn't want to
choice.
miss
I gave her an
it.
out.
But if I say something that doesn't make sense, or you're like, that's not even a character in one of her books, I'm just gonna write it off to that.
That's in the next book. No, it was this one. It was the producer. I think I had changed the producer's name, and so yeah, you were like, "Oh, I don't know who this is." I was like, "Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad." Because sometimes I do. I realized so, and this is in a book. This is in book 6, right? So we got a minute. But in book 6, I realized that I had named 2 characters, one Dan and one Danny, and I was like, "Why would I do that?
That
What
was
made
mean.
me do?" Like, it made no sense. And so I was like, I kept confusing myself when I went back to do revisions. I was like, wait, we got to fix that. So yeah, yes, it was a totally new person. Like, this person just
Really
appeared on the page, and it was like, who on earth?
But the conversation was as if we should all know who it was as well.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? Just read my mind. That's all I'm asking. Read my mind, know my intent. How hard could it be? Oh my gosh. So this time around, what was there anything that was different for you with this book or with this experience that was different from the last couple?
Well, several people have said this is their favorite one, and I
Yeah.
think that there are a couple of reasons for that. One, we have built history with these characters, and we
Yeah.
get a little glimpse back at maybe some different perspectives on characters we already love from the previous books. And you get to see little Easter eggs because if you remember, Kenzie's name pops up in the first
Yeah.
couple, and so there's this cool little Easter egg connection there, which also adds a level of complexity to go, okay, wait, does this fall in line with books 1 and 2? Like, is the continuity there? Are you throwing something out there that doesn't make any sense with where she was in the previous books? And so that was a little bit added level. But 2, your best writing is always the action adventure drama. And I'm not, take it or leave it, what that says about your personality. Your best writing is always the action. Like you're good at the rest of it. You're great at the rest of it, but your best is always that action thriller. And so getting to see that little part of your writing in this book that always makes me happy because I think that's your best. So.
Thanks. Do you know what's funny is that I credit our dad with that because he forced us growing up to watch things like Walker, Texas Ranger, or all of the CSIs. Yeah, like we watched all of those things. And so like I've always loved action and suspense. Like I've always loved that genre. And when I'm reading it too, I will lean towards that. Even if it's a romance, that's what I want. And so there's probably a good reason. And what's funny is, book 4, definitely not that, but book 5 is like Harper. We get to meet Harper in a little more detail in book 5. That's kind of a spoiler alert, but we're doing it anyway. And hers is kind of hers is a suspense. It's got a suspense line to it. So there'll be 2 in the series that have suspense because I love it. Like I just do. I just love it.
And you're good at it. You bring it to life, and you really, some books you can read the action and you're like, okay, cool, there was action, but like you were really good at pulling you in, and you feel it. You feel the drama and the emotion, and I just think it's really good. So I enjoyed that part of it. This book.
Thanks. That's exciting to know and very interesting because I had a conversation with an agent, a literary agent, last week when I went to that conference that I went to. And she was like, you have to decide, if a publisher was going to pick you up, they would want you to either write suspense, romantic suspense, or contemporary romance. They don't want you if you do both. And I was like, I don't like that answer. But anyway, all that to be said, though, she's like, pick one. And so I've thought about that a lot in the last week and a half. And I'm like, but I do love my fluffy romance writing. Okay. Brenda says you're gone. Have I done something? I don't know.
No.
I don't know if I've done anything. We see your comment. If you don't see me on Vimeo, it might be on YouTube. It might be, if you're watching somewhere other than Vimeo, let me know so that we know if the video is working. If by chance Mr. Jennifer Carr is watching somewhere, let us know. That would be Rob if you're watching. And to answer your question, Levi, why not both? Because they want to be able to market you as a specific kind of author. They want to be able to say, writer of romantic suspense, right? There are plenty of authors who write both and who publish both. And I can do that.
I think that's interesting because people love, like, do you remember that Sweater Weather series or like the romantic series that you can get on Kindle Unlimited where it's all the different authors and they all bring something different to the table?
Yeah.
And so those are always a mix and those seem to be hits. So, which I'm not in marketing, so what do I know? But it may have, there's a market for.
I agree. And I think that she may have in her mind had a specific, like she was thinking, okay, if I'm going to send you to a publisher that publishes mostly this or that, then you need to choose one and write that. So I think it might vary also from agent to agent or what the project is that you're bringing them. I'm not sure. So it might have been her personal preference, but I've thought about it a lot and I'm like, I can't give one up. I like doing both because sometimes I need to go fluffy and light and happy and angsty here. Anyway, so that's
I worry about those authors that spend all their time in the darkness.
Isn't
I hope they have a good therapist.
Oh my goodness. That takes me down. I could go down the rabbit trail about an author that I met on my podcast she writes. It's dark. It's like trafficking and rescue from trafficking and stuff like that. And I've talked to her about that. She's like, yeah, no, I have to take breaks and go write fluffy stuff for a while after I finish a book. So yeah. Oh my goodness. So let's talk about Kinsey and Wyatt specifically and why, to me, they were just really special. I like them. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Rachel and Jordan because they have that friendship from Fall When You're Ready. They have that best friendship and they grow into it, that kind of thing. I like Nash and Cassidy because they are both figuring out themselves, but they figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? And so fun. I like they are. They're fun. They're little energetic balls of happy and sunshine. And I love it. And, but then Wyatt and Kinsey, there was just something about them too, not just their suspense and their storyline, but I liked them as in pretend people. Can I say that? I don't know. So I don't know.
Wyatt is so unexpected because he has a soft heart still after being and all of the experiences that he's had with military and growing up and losing his dad. Like there are all kinds of things that play on him, but he's still such a soft person, a compassionate person, and he's able to use that and help people. And I think that's unexpected. And Kinsey's kind of the same way. Like obviously we see some of her jadedness in the story and her fear still, but ultimately it doesn't change who she is at the core of who her person is. And I think that that's kind of a cool thing is that you have these two people who have reason to be hard and they have reason to shut everything out in the world and they choose not to. And I think that that's a really cool part of their personalities. And then they find each other.
Love that. Yeah, exactly. It's like calls to like, right? Like it's kind of how it feels is that he saw someone that needs protecting. She saw herself as, I need to hide. And he was more than
Mhm.
willing to give her that space to hide, right? Like he held space for her so that she could hide when she needed to. But he also like pushed her, especially there towards the end when he's like, hey, look, the threat, I can take care of you. I just need you to focus on the future and to move forward. Like that was always
Mhm.
his main goal. And so I did love that. And I like to credit Evelyn, his mother, for that. Like I
Sure,
think that
sure. She does good
she
work.
played a big role. I mean, I think she played a big role in turning him into who he was
Which
as an adult.
that's who she could have been too. She could have been a
Hmm.
hardened person as well, and
Oh
she chose
yeah,
not to be. But
absolutely. Um, so real quick, we're not going to go into a whole lot of detail about the next book because we are here to talk about book 3. But I do want, yeah, I loved her as a character too. Evelyn was just like this wise mother figure who just,
mhm.
she was encouraging, but
Yeah,
she let everybody be who they wanted to be, and then also was like, but maybe you should also consider this. She's
right.
just one of those people. So let's real quick, book 4. So, I am in constant motion when it comes to turning the next thing out, right? Like it's Ashley's like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'm going to start the next one. So she's been already
Like, you don't have a
started the,
full-time job, right?
I mean, like, we've already started developmental edits on that one, which means that I'm going to need, this was something we didn't do this go around, was beta readers, right? The people who did the initial developmental read and helps and that kind of thing. Did you think that made a difference? Do you think we should have used beta readers this go around, or do you think we did okay without them?
Honestly, I think the feedback we got from beta readers was the feedback we landed on ourselves as well eventually.
Yeah.
Now I love having feedback from beta readers because they can see stuff that we don't see. But I really do feel like from the first two that we kind of eventually landed on the same thing that they did.
I agree,
So,
but I am strongly leaning toward using beta readers for book 4,
yeah.
and I think you can probably guess why. Because it is an emotionally intense ride.
You want to
And
stab
I
more people in the face and just make people cry? Is that's I told you you're a sadist. I don't know what's wrong with you.
listen, like I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I also feel like I need somebody. Um, I need like general readers to be like, you can't market this as anything worth reading because it's going to kill people just from reading it. They're going to fall over and be sad. Oh, I'm saying you will cry. I am saying
Oh,
you will
Levi, listen,
ugly cry.
I am not a read the end first kind of girl. Like I never in my life, I don't think have I read the end of a book before I read the rest of it. But she warned me, and so I went ahead and read that part and wept like a baby so that I could just get through and turn on my emotional robot to get through the rest of it. I cried like a baby. Yes.
And I still like, I know, and I've read it 7 times probably. Even before I sent it to you, I had read it multiple times, and I cried every time. And so like it's intense. And so it's one of those things that I feel like like a set of beta readers, even a small group of beta readers would be beneficial, just
Yeah.
to help me decide, because I know for a fact that I cannot market this as a romance per se. I can say women's fiction with a hint of bittersweet romance, I think, but it has been made very clear to me that I can't market it as a romance.
The bulk
Did
of
you
it
know?
is romance, though. Like,
It is. And to me,
uh,
like it's not happily ever after in the sense that we
it
think it
doesn't.
is.
It resolves.
It does. And so to me, it can be a romance. And so I have been so like torn up about it. Anyway, I'm leaning toward. So I've started doing beta reader applications. If somebody wants to be a beta reader, I can't guarantee that I'm going, but I think I might need the input just to make sure that I'm not going to regret it. Does that make
That's not
sense?
unreasonable. That's not
Okay.
unreasonable. At least maybe a
Well,
handful.
I mean, yeah, and I'm talking a very small handful. So I stuck in the comments. There's an application to be, if you want to be a beta reader, and all a beta reader does is they do a first read. It's a pretty rough manuscript, like it's not edited completely. If you find errors that need to be corrected, that's fine, kind of thing. But as far as beta readers are concerned, it's developmental plot holes or storylines, or you can't do this to me or anyone else. Um, oh, Oh.
That's funny.
So the comment is, I never read the end first, but I remember when I was younger reading the last Harry Potter, reading I guess it was the epilogue in the last Harry Potter book, and it says Harry kissed Albus or something like that. And she said I was real shook, like I was shook. That makes perfect sense, because if you don't know that in context, it changes the story completely.
A lot. Takes a weird turn.
That is no longer YA reading material. Oh my gosh. That's hysterical. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one of my favorite oopses, speaking of developmental editing and whatever, yes, I do have a couple. Kimberly is one on the list for beta reading. She's a brave woman. She wants to do beta and ARC reading, and I'm like, you know what? If you can read it twice, more power to you. I can't. But one of my favorite oops moments in this editing process was, and I'm not going to give too much away, but I will say there was a timeline mix-up where somebody was pregnant for a very long time. It's not a surprise, baby, so don't freak out. But like, there was she was almost as pregnant as long as an elephant would be pregnant.
I was trying to do the math, and I was like, this can't be right. Like, I know you've only been pregnant once, but even you know better than this.
So funny. I was like, yeah, the doula's going to call me out. And I was thinking, maybe I was just off by a little. I was off by she was pregnant for 2 years. Like, it was
a long time.
Just because my timeline had gotten off. And so it was literally at that point, I went in and made my master timeline. Like, I went in, and when I tell you master timeline, I started at book 1, went through book 6, and found every place that the characters lined up, where they were, what they were doing. I had a calendar. Keep in mind, the story happens in 2009. And so I had a calendar from 2009, and I was picking dates and writing out, there's a tour schedule. There's an entire, every stop they made on the tour. It's so funny. But I was like, I can't do that. I can't. It's so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, yay. Jane made it. So Jane is one of my ARC readers from the UK. So we are we're so awesome and happening right now. It's not even funny. I love this. I've hung out with a lot of these people all day today, and I love that we're still hanging out. And so, listen, 2009 was not that long ago for some of us.
Well, it had to be because of the whole MySpace thing. Or, I'm sorry.
Right.
Our space.
Yes, our space. Yeah. She says I was 7. I was having a baby, and I was 26.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. It's 1:30 a.m. We are wild party animals in the UK. 2:30 in Denmark. Listen, we are wild and crazy. It's all of 7:30 here. Yeah, I'm hoping Kirsten makes it too. She had practice or lessons tonight, and she does softball clinic kind of things, and so I'm hoping she makes it too. We'll be here for a little while longer. Let's do. Well, this one is not a giveaway question. Just if you have found a funny mistake in a book, what is the funniest mistake you've ever found in a book? Do you have one?
Can I volunteer that during Let Me Love You, I wish I had kept a tally of how many repeated paragraphs there were.
Oh my gosh.
It was like we were in the Matrix and having a glitch in the Matrix or something, because I would be like, scrolling, wait, didn't she just say that exact thing? What's happening here? And it was like you had copied and pasted something but missed the line. I don't know, but it was it'd be like deja vu again.
Yeah, when I reorder my paragraphs, sometimes I think I've hit Control X and have cut it. And sometimes I don't, and I leave extra paragraphs in there. And so Jane actually, because easily. I think Jane sent me at least one. My friend Tina sent me a couple. And it was because we weren't done with edits completely when I had the ARCs printed. And so I was like, hey, if you find them, let me know. We may have already found them by the time we get it. We may not have others. And so, yes, I am notorious for that. Sorry.
I think I only found one in this next one so far. So.
Oh, wonderful. I have been a little more aware of it. And now I did use paper when I edited Let Me Love You, but I'm a little more careful these days. And so when I do it with paper, I mark it a certain way now so that I'm very aware. I'm like, hey, fix it, Jennifer. So yes. Yes, and that's another reason to use beta readers, because sometimes they will catch it and be like, "Hey, did you know?" And I'm like, "Hey, mark it. I'll mark it. That's fantastic." So
Yeah.
that's another good reason to use beta readers, because it can never hurt to have too many eyeballs
No.
on it.
No. No.
I'm
No.
not even gonna lie. Jane, she is a woman of the words. She's like, if I was your beta reader, you would not get any errors. And I'm like, well, listen here. Like, it's this next
Funny.
one there. I did say, there is a link to be a beta reader here in the
Yeah.
comments. Feel free to apply for it. I will also, though, you can do both. You can beta read and arc read if you want to. I don't have a problem with that. If you've already been an arc reader, you can stay on the team as long as you want. That will always be true until you tell me you're done. I'm going to just assume you want to be part of my friend group. And then as far as beta readers are concerned, that one's a little different. I want you to be sure that you can. Oh, there goes my cat. Did you see her? That's Coco. She says, I want out of here. Too bad. But with beta reading, you do have to have an eyeball for words. You have to make sure that you are reading, because I'm a fast reader. I would make a terrible beta reader. Like, I'm not good at it. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those, when you see, Kimberly says, the only thing I've ever found was in a different author's book. She's from Scotland, and so her spelling is different on a few words. Yes. And sometimes it makes you go, wait, what? What am I reading? Yeah, some of them are pretty funny. The British spelling is different. Color or favorite or gray. Even the color gray is different.
Let's be honest, it's way classier than the American English. So
I personally like it, yes. And sometimes I will use it because I want to. Oh, that's so funny. And Julie says coconutty because Coconut was their cat. And she did not like all the cats that were living in their house. And so she was meant to be an only cat. And so now she is an only cat in our house. And so Coconut has a history, a bond that brings us all together. Yes. Okay, so here is a giveaway question. We are doing all 3 of the Real American Country ebooks. Okay, so you get all 3 of the books that are out in ebook form. Which book? Yes, that's right. So, and if you weren't here earlier, all you have to do is answer in the comments. You get about 30 seconds to answer in the comments. Then Ashley gets to scroll through and pick a name. She didn't know that was her job tonight. I didn't either until I gave it to her. Which book in the Real American Country series is your favorite so far, and why? You don't have to go into like super detail, but yes. And while you're answering that, which book in the Real American Country series is your favorite so far that you've read? Obviously, Julie said the other cats in her house were her. Yes, they were Coconut's kittens, and Coconut was not meant to be a mom. She was too young to be a mommy. She just wasn't cut out for it, and so now she's an only cat, and she loves being an only cat. And she caught me a mouse 2 weeks ago, whatever. Yeah, and she's serving her purpose. And yikes. Jane says book 3 because it's the only one I've read, but it's a dream. I'm telling you, it's something about Wyatt and Kinsey. Yep, book 3.
Rachel and Jordan, I don't know. I love their story, and I love the setting because it was basically our home growing up.
That's true.
I think that they're just special. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just an OG kind of person. I do love Wyatt. If I were going to put them in order, though, I would put Rachel and Jordan, Wyatt and Kinsey, and then Nash and Cassidy. Which is hard because I love Nash and Cassidy too. Like I said, they're so fun.
No offense to Nash and Cassidy. Well, and I don't know. I love so much about Rachel and Jordan's story. It's so hard. But it's Wyatt and his little protective heart for Kinsey that just pushes me over the edge in that direction. It's like, no offense to any of you others, but Wyatt for the win.
Well, Rachel and Jordan's is also like the Bible. Like it's so long.
It's so long. Well, it was not meant to be a series. It was going to be its own book. And so I thought I had the leeway to make it as long as I wanted. And guess what? And I did. But it's a great way to kick off the series. Speaking of, do you know what? I can't show you because, well, maybe I can show you. Fall When You're Ready got a cover update. Did y'all see that? Y'all may have seen it already. Which I love. I went to that conference and they told me a whole lot of things, including that my book cover needed some work. And I was like, and that's okay. I get it. So much has changed for me. I've learned so much and that kind of thing, which is not a bad thing at all. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, they were like, this cover is good. Now keep in mind, I've designed all my covers, so it just is what it is. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you here on my phone.
I would like to say, for the record, 15-year-old Jennifer would not have been okay with that constructive criticism.
You're not kidding. You know what? I don't think 30-year-old Jennifer would have handled it well either.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to like give you credit of being a teenager.
No, like seriously. And okay, we can even go so far as to say 35. 35 is about the time that I started to really figure out who I wanted to be as a person. And then after that, it was by the time I was 37, I don't give a rip. I'm just saying. I don't know if you can see. This is the new cover for fall when you're ready. Sorry, the colors are kind of funky. Anyway, they're standing on a pier, which if you've read the book, you know that they spend a lot of time on the pier, at the lagoon, and that kind of thing. And I thought, I love that. Like, I loved it when I saw it and immediately was like, this is the one. So anyway, that's exciting. Okay, pick us a winner from the comments for which book is your favorite.
Okay, I gotta see how far we go back. Okay. Come on, highlight something for me, computer. Levi!
Yay! You get all 3 of the ebooks. And you can, I know you've read, but which ones you have read, you can share them with others, and which ones you haven't, you can hold on to them. Or just hold on to all of them because you can. That's fine too. So I know how to get in touch with you, and I will send you all 3 Real American Country links for the ebooks. And thank you. The pier is so important. And 35 is a good age. Going back to that conversation, 35 is a great age to start figuring out who you want to be when you grow up. I will say, if you can do it sooner, by all means, you will be so much happier for so much longer. But you know what? You just don't have the same knowledge and wisdom as you do like at 20. Oh my gosh, I was an idiot at 20. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got married to the love of my life, and we will celebrate 21 years on Thursday. Can you believe that? 21.
It's crazy.
Because I got married as a child. I was a child bride. And so, no.
And I followed in your footsteps and also got married at 20. So.
Did. And it's worked out so nicely for us. And so, but would I recommend that to my kid? Absolutely not. I wouldn't.
Oh,
I would be like,
with high schoolers now, and I just think, good heavens, why did my mother let me get married at 20? Like, these children are not capable. And that's not true across the board. That's not true across the board. But...
Mine will not be. I promise. I love her. She will not be ready. 20, we got 5 years. And we didn't have kids for a long. We didn't have a kid for a long time, right? It was like 5 years before we had a kid. So, anyway, we got off track there. Okay, so if any of y'all in the comments want to hop on and talk live on the video, you can. You've got your link and you're welcome to do it. We can add you to the stage, however. Oh, wait, what? Fun fact, at 25, if you aren't married in Denmark, you get tied to a pole and thrown cinnamon on you. At 30, you get the pepper treatment. Are you kidding me?
Real. That can't be real.
Please tell me you're kidding. If that isn't real.
I know what I'm going to be Googling this evening.
I was just going to say, I can't tell if she's kidding or not. Okay. Oh my gosh. You married at 20 the day before your 21st. I was 20, but I was months away from, we got married in March and my birthday's not till November. So I wasn't even like, I was a baby. That can't be real. That fun fact does not sound fun, Taylor. She's not, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She's not getting it in 3 years. Oh, I think I would be like, he wants to get married just for kicks and giggles for a hot minute.
You just get up married on Twitter. Hey, there you go. There's your next inspiration. It's the poor person in Denmark trying to avoid the pepper treatment.
I love that. Be like marriage of convenience, right? I mean, you see it for all kinds of stuff in books. So why not that? I would like to really avoid this public humiliation of sorts. Oh my
goodness.
Oh, 36 years and together 40. That's fantastic. Goals, right?
Right.
That is goals. We'll get to 21 first and see what happens.
whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
You're not gonna find anyone better than Rob Carr. So.
You are not wrong. I am so blessed with my Mr. Carr. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love it. And you know what? You do it. You do it, marriage of convenience, and then I'll write it. Like, you can
Perfect.
tell me all the things and I'll write it. It'll be fantastic.
And then we'll have to go visit, obviously.
We'll have to go visit.
Ceremony and everything,
Yes.
right?
Oh my gosh. Invite me to the wedding, please. And Brenda, I know you agree. And thank you for making him into the man that he is today. That's and right. Raising him so well. Right. Try Googling it. It's extreme. Oh my gosh. Do not let me. I don't think I'm going to forget Googling that, but I'm going to.
Ooh, yeah. Jane's got it made too. Makes her a mocha with whipped cream and toppings every morning.
Oh, not bad after 40 years. Yeah, that's winning right there. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for the ARC table, we're going to call this the ARC Reader Roundtable kind of thing. If you were an ARC reader and you want to hop on, or if you want to stay in the comments, that's fine. Just let me know. Hit your link and I'll add you to the stage, or you can hang out and just talk in the comments. But I love my ARC readers, and I did not use ARC readers for the first 2 books. I don't think I did ARC readers until Fall When You're Ready. I didn't do it for my No Matter What and the Lost and Found. So I didn't really know what I was doing when I started this journey of self-publishing, but everybody was like ARCs and ARCs and ARCs. And I was like, what's an ARC? And it's an advanced reading copy, which means that they get a copy before the world gets a copy of the book, just so that they can help pump you up and make you excited about your work. And more than anything, like, I wouldn't care if they left reviews publicly or not. They make me feel so good. And they're like, this is a great book. I love this book. And I'm like, you're my best friend. And you're all stuck with me until you tell me you're done with me. Okay, Jane, I'll be honest. I'm not 100% sure either how, other than I can add you to the scene, and you can use that link I sent you to try to come on to the screen if you want. And I'll do the same if you want to come on. And Julie, you don't have to, but there you all are. Okay, so the ARC readers.
I am fading, so I'm going to hop out.
Thank you.
Glad I got to hop on here for a little while.
Me too. It was a joy and a pleasure, and now I have to pick my own winners.
Do your own dirty work, sister.
Oh man. Okay, fine. All right. Well, it's all good, and thanks for being here. And I will talk to you later, girl. Love you.
Love you.
Bye. Hey, welcome. All right. There we go. I almost heard you.
Hi.
All right. So, hey, welcome aboard. Thanks for hanging out all day. Like, oh my gosh, just it's so much fun. And I'm just really, I'm like, you get a really fun insight to who your readers are when you do things like we did today. And I was like, this is why we all click. This is why when I was like, I'm putting my team together, I want people who I get a good vibe from. And so I have not had one yet that made me go, I really shouldn't have done that. And so it's been so fun. I hope that you enjoyed the ARC reading experience or the party today.
I have enjoyed it.
That's been
I really enjoyed it. I've already gotten one of my friends to buy the book.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Thanks. That's, and it's one of those things that I wish I could pay y'all. Like, I wish I could pay every single one of you and just like, but I'll be honest, I make like, when somebody gets the book on Kindle Unlimited, I make 0.0025 cents per page that somebody reads. And so I'm not even making pennies at this point. So just know that I love you all and I'm paying you in my love and good vibes because that's what I got. Oh. Well, bye, Julie. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. And I will see you probably on Thursday, because she lives just up the road from me. That's fun. Okay, so what made you want to be an ARC reader? That's funny.
That's a good question. I think I wanted to try something new, honestly.
And yeah, I've never been one.
I like giving my opinions on books, especially, and then like giving other people the opportunity to, see how I felt about the book. Because when you're looking for a book and you want to know what it's about, it's nice to look at all of these reviews.
Well, and to hear it from a real person, and not just somebody who's getting paid for their opinion, because there are lots of those, and that's fine if you want to get paid for your opinion. Bye, Brenda. Thanks for hanging out. Like, because I've had plenty of messages come into my inbox. They're like, "Hey, I can get you 1,000 reviews, and it'll only cost you $50." And I'm like, why would I trust any of those reviews I just paid for? Like, I don't like that. So I like getting reviews from real people and knowing that somebody really liked a book and not just got paid to like a book. That's my
I agree
opinion.
with that.
Yeah. Okay, so Jane, she's laughing at me. Well, but it's true. Well, and when you pay for reviews like that, it's usually bots. Like they have these little Autobots that just generate AI messages that say, "I really like this book. It was a treasure trove of beauty," or something. And it's like, that doesn't even make sense. But
Can't use that for anything when you want to know what the book is about.
exactly, it's terrible. And yet, that's about par for the course. I had one. I don't know that it was a real person, or if it was a real person, they definitely used ChatGPT. They said, "I will write you a full review for $50, and it will be on all of my platforms." And da 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 da. And I said, "Okay, I don't pay for reviews though, but I'll send you a free copy of the book, and you can read it that way and review it." And she goes, "How does this sound?" And she wrote a review without ever having read my book, based on the summary on Amazon. And I thought, who would pay for that? But then I thought somebody must have paid her for it at some point because she did it anyway.
How are you able to make a review if you haven't read the book?
Because you can take that summary and you can put it in chat. And I'm not saying do this. Nobody do this. Don't do it. It's wrong. But you take that summary, you put it in Chat GPT and says, "Write me a review for this book." And it'll write you a review for that book. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Jane, I believe it. She says, "I have lots of followers that love my reviews, so I'm hoping they do actually go ahead and purchase the book." Her reviews are like amazing. She writes her own book about the book, and it's just like, she makes the book sound like the best thing she's ever read on earth. And it's like, oh my gosh, like yours was the same way though. When I read yours, I was like, oh, like my eyes got all watery. It's jeez. Anyway, I get all emotional, but I won't. Kimberly, "I like art reading because I love supporting the author as well as promoting the book by making videos." Making videos is fun. It's hard, but it can be fun. I'll put it that way. It's not my favorite either. I'm not good at it. Like, I've gotten better at it, but it takes me hours to sit there and put together a video. And I'm just like, somebody else should do this for me. Maybe one day when I'm really, really rich and can pay somebody. Not today.
Gotta have one of those multimedia students.
Yes.
Editing.
Listen, I've thought about that. Well, I tried to get my teenager who was really good at that kind of thing. I was like, "Why don't you want to help me?" And she's like, and said, "Never mind. Just never mind." Just rolls her eyes at me. "Never mind. We're good." Taylor, "I like art reading because I love supporting and helping an author get their books out there." And we appreciate readers like you because it's a jungle out there. Like, it's hard. It's hard. And so, oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. I'm going to remove this other one too. Okay, here is another question that I was going to throw out there somewhere. There it is. Okay, this is a fun question, and it's not part of the giveaway, but I just want to know, if you could see any character's story from the series in more detail, whose would it be? Like any of the characters that you've seen in the books, whose story would you want to see in more detail that you haven't already?
Oh, that's a good question.
And see, I already know whose stories are coming, right? So Lainey's is coming, and Harper's is coming. Austin's is coming, and Willow. So those you will
Lane
see.
would be interesting to get like that. It would be interesting to see how she redeems herself, if you can call it that.
Oh, Lainey's, yeah. her story broke my heart when I wrote it. Like her story just it made me so sad. And that sounds so crazy because I made her up, but like that's how it works. Ooh, Wyatt's story before he owned the Anchor. Yeah, like when he was in the SEALs.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Ooh, okay. I love Alpha
I
and
didn't
Beta
even
reading.
think about that. I was sitting and thinking about like side characters. I wasn't even thinking
Yeah,
like before.
I wasn't
That
either.
is
That's
a
a
good answer.
Missy and Steven, yes. Their story, what you saw, was so sweet. To see how they got there, like I could see that too. A
I think
bonus story.
Jet. I would love to see Jet, but he's got
Mm,
he's
Jet and Cody. I tell you what, like I think about them often. Isn't that crazy? Like I think
yeah.
about them all the time. They're not even real, but I do. Hmm. They're like my best friends. I'm like, I wonder how she did at vet school, you know, and how I wonder if she passed. I'm surely she
I
did.
mean,
Of
it's
course she
always
did.
characters that don't know.
Man. So yeah, that those are good. Wyatt before the Anchor is that's a real good one. Stephen and Missy are special to me. I think they are just special people. And so okay, so the next giveaway question, and we're kind of running low on people here, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. She says, I think about characters too, and I'm not an author yet. You should be. You should be, Jane. You are an excellent writer. And I think that whatever came from your imagination would be wild and exciting and beautiful all at the same time. So you should definitely consider writing. Yeah, her reviews are evidence of that. Okay, so here is the next giveaway question. This is for a paperback of Let Me Love You, signed, bookmark, sticker included, a t-shirt, your choice of long sleeve or short sleeve, and the swag pack, which is one of these amazing bags full of all the things. Okay, so the question is, if you could hang out with any book character from any book series, not just this one, who would it be? Who would you hang out with? Oh, Rachel would be cool. I think Rachel would be a cool one to hang out with.
Good
From Fall
book
When You're Ready.
series out there. Yeah,
Let's see.
in like real American, I think Rachel would be pretty cool to hang out with. But if you're taking like all of the books ever written,
Yeah.
then suddenly that's quite a lot of people that would be cool to hang out with.
Well, and I asked the question because Pippi Longstocking, that would be a wild ride to hang out with Pippi Longstocking. Like, ooh, I watched that little television show when I was a kid, like one time, and she kind of freaked me out.
Honestly, I think that would be pretty fun.
Like you would be standing on a roof, just hoping that you didn't get struck by lightning. And
Park up in Sweden, like
that would be
just
be
lifting a
wild.
horse.
She was wouldn't, wild. Be wild. I would, and I asked that question because I got asked in an interview that I did. They were like, "If you could hang out with with an author, who would it be?" And I said Jane Austen. I was like, I would love to hang out with Jane Austen because she was a woman of words, and she was doing something that men were allowed to do, but women weren't really. Like it wasn't a thing that women really were allowed to do. So yeah, like I think Jane Austen would be amazing, and she was witty, right? And I thought we'd get along, we would have fun. So maybe.
I mean,
Charlotte.
I think I would love to hang out with Junji Ito. He writes such wonderful stories as well, and he's got such a fantastic mind.
Oh, see, I can't hang out with
love
somebody
the
too
horror.
intelligent. I can't hang out with somebody too smart because I need to understand everything that's happening. Otherwise, I will sit there and go, not enjoy it. That's crazy.
And then, of course, there's the person who wrote Pippi Longstocking, Astrid Lindgren. She would be really dope to hang out with because she wrote such good children's stories. There's also I have no idea what it's called in English. It's Ronja Rövardotter. It's like the thief's daughter, and her name is Ronja. It is such a wonderful story, and I love it. It is one of my favorite stories of my childhood.
Okay, it sounds like that would be the character that you hung out with then.
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
it's so cool. Like she's the daughter of the head chief, kind of like you've seen Brave, right?
oh
The
yeah.
Pixar film. Yeah,
Yes.
kind of
Love
that
that.
type of style. And then basically there is like this rivalry between two houses, and then she becomes like friends with the son of that house, and then stuff. She's so fun and cool.
Oh, I love that. I love when you can connect with a character like that. And it doesn't happen in every book. But I
Mm,
love when you can get really excited about connecting. It's like, I want to be that person. I want to be that person.
I want to be.
Let me. Okay, so that was a giveaway question. So, all right. Do you want to scroll and pick the winner? Or do you want to make me do it?
Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know who's won or haven't won yet, so I.
So we are literally. I tell you what. Okay, I'm going to write down. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assign. We have Jane and we have Kimberly, and I'm going to assign one an even number and one an odd number, and whatever you pick is going to be. They're going to be the winners. All right. So pick a number 1 to 10.
5.
Jane. It's going to be Jane. So Jane, if you will send me, so you're going to, well, you've already got the Let Me Love You paperback. So if you want one of the other books in paperback, let me know and I will send it to you. Let me know if you want a long sleeve or short sleeve shirt and what size shirt you would like. They are US sizes, but I have all sizes. So tell me and whatever message you want to send me. And then I will stick that in my international mailbox shortly this week, probably. So just send me a message with all of that. Okay. So what else do y'all want to talk about? Questions or about anything that's coming up or anything like that? What do you want to talk about? Hmm.
Well, what exactly like made you think about these two characters that you wanted to write about them in specific?
So, you
Because
know
it's quite
how
it's
when,
intriguing.
yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm not exactly 100% sure how we got there, other than I knew because you see Wyatt is Nash's roommate, right? And Wrapped Up in You, Wyatt is Nash's roommate. You see him quiet, you see him broody, kind of like, and so you see a glimpse of something has happened that makes him go home first. And you're just like, huh, somebody went home first. I wonder why. Um, and it's that was what kind of stuck in my head. And then there was Kinsey, and all of a sudden she's mentioned as Wyatt's girlfriend who was on the tour. If I don't know if you remember seeing that in Wrapped Up in You. And I was like, I wonder why I did that. And so I started exploring, why did I do that? And their story just kind of popped. It was like, hey, we're over here, we have a story, would you care to write it? And I thought, let's do that. And so I did. I don't know.
Does it just come naturally, all of these like background for the characters, or are you like sitting down and going, right, okay, so we need a character in this series who's like
No, it plays like a
we need
movie
to
in
have
my head.
someone who's a
Yeah, no, like it's a movie that plays in my head. And so like when I heard Jordan and Rachel's song for Fall When You're Ready, like it played like a movie in my head, exactly what was happening when that song played. And then I built the story around that one scene, which sounds insane, but that's my brain just does that kind of stuff. And I really wish I've always played in my imagination. I've always done that. And so I would really like to think that had I started sooner, I'd be so much farther along, but I don't know if I would have been disciplined enough to do this sooner. So yeah, no, it just happens. Oh my gosh. How much of yourself is in Missy? You know what? Her sass and her niceness, I guess, if you will say that, her sociability. No, I'm not even that social, to be honest. She's way more social than I am. But her sass is me. I'm very smarty pants. And so, but honestly, Missy is her own character, and not like me really at all, other than her sassiness. um, will you ever write more or less ending reunion with either all the characters or certain characters? Ish. Ish.
Ish.
You do see, maybe sort of kind of in book 4, you do see a lot of the characters together again post Real American Country. A lot of them, not all of them. But not really. Like, there is not one full big happy reunion where they're all together again. You learn, let's see, Levi's name comes up. You find out where he is with his life, but he's not really on the page. Harper, yes. Nash, Cassidy. You get like Austin, but not really. No, I wish that story would come to me, but it hasn't, and I can't really think of a reason why they would all be back together, because they were not all friends. They were not all friends, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it played like a movie in my head. I do love a good action movie, Jane. That's how it played in my head, like a good old action movie. It really did. I used to be shy, then I went on stage, and poof, I'm outgoing and not awestruck with actors and the like. You do strike me as a character, Jane. I bet you are feisty on stage. I bet you just shine like a star. Oh, that's funny. I was on stage a couple times. I did drama in college. It didn't last long, but I tried. Okay, what else? So book 3, there's that. Insider details. I was going to try to come up with some, but I don't know if I have any. Future plans. Book 4 does have a release date, and that is October 21st.
Already?
I know. I have to have a plan so that, like Ashley said, keeping deadlines for editing. And so I was like, what's a good date? October 21st. Okay, great. So that is our publishing date that we're shooting
7
for.
months?
So yeah. Now keep in mind, all of these have been written, like all the books have been written. And she started editing book 4 before book 3 was published. So we are doing October. All of my timeline lines up. So beta readers should get first copies in May. And so, which is not far away.
May?
I know. That's when the beta readers will get theirs to do developmental edits on. So, I know. I feel a little crazy. But I really think
that is a lot going on already.
Some of us don't know how to say no to ourselves, and we just do the next thing and hope for the best. It's not that bad.
Some of us just exist.
Listen, do you know what's funny is that now keep in mind, I am way older than you are, and and a couple of others that are out there listening. I'm older, and I spent 3 decades spinning my wheels and having no idea what I want. Like, I've done things, right? I was a wedding planner. I was a marriage and family counselor. I taught high school psychology, and I liked it all well enough, but I never loved it like I love this. I love writing, and I didn't know how much I was going to love it until I started doing it. And now it's kind of one of those little obsessions that I have that I can't let go of. So, there's that. When also I'm done with college and school, and my kid is homeschooled, but she teaches herself. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of other things that require my attention during the day either. So I can spend a lot of time writing. So there's that. So I can make those timelines work. Oh,
I just tried to do my homework.
Listen, I paid my time. I did my homework for years and years and years and years. And now I'm done with it. And so now I get to play. So you'll get there too one day. And you can,
Hey.
yes, that's right. Goals, right? You have goals. Oh my gosh, I love it. And thank you, Jane. She says you can tell you do and found your forte for sure. I've never felt so free in a job, if you want to call it a job, in a career, whatever, as I do in this one. So also I can write characters about people I don't like if I want to. And they'll never know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. It's our little secret. If I describe them looking just like somebody, just ignore that. They'll just have to find it on their own. It's fine. Anyway, well, I would never write bad characters about any of y'all, though. Y'all are all great. Okay, so last call for any thoughts or questions before we do the grand prize drawing from the event today, because I really want to do that grand prize drawing on the video. So what else do y'all want to say before we do that? Anything? Well, this was really fun. So I will just say, as we wrap up, you can buy Let Me Love You on my website, jcarwrites.com. There's stickers and bookmarks involved, or Amazon, Kindle, Kindle Unlimited. Thank you for all of you who hung out this late and stayed up way past your bedtime. I am appreciative of that so much, and I cannot wait till we do this again on October 21st. It's going to be fantastic. All of my connections, like my website, my email, all of that stuff, you can find that in the comments. Subscribe to my newsletter if you want to stay up to date on stuff. That would be a great way to do that. And also, all of you ARC readers and my editor sister Ashley, all of you giveaway winners, thank you. If you were a winner, be sure to send me a message or an email, author@jcarwrites.com. All right, so now we're going to do the grand prize giveaway announcement. Let's see if I remember how to do this. There was a screen share. We're going to share this little tab. Hopefully you can all see this. These are all the entries from today, everybody who participated. We're going to click to spin. Oh, that's a fun, happy little sound. Survey says, oh my gosh, Matthew Light. He's pretty cool. He's a cool dude. Let's see. Did it stop sharing? I will send him a message because I know that he is not here this evening, but I will send him a message and get all of his information later. All right, my ladies, this was so fun. Thank you so much for your support and for just hanging out, because we're all friends here, so we kind of want to feel like more than anything. So thanks for that.
I only need to be in school in 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, go take a nap. Oh my gosh. You're crazy. All right. Well, I'm going to log off tonight. Y'all get some rest wherever you are, and I will be talking to y'all later. Bye.
See you. It was fun.
It was fun. Okay, I'm going to hit end and